Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you please remember that these are general readings, so not everything is going to resonate with everyone, and that's fine. And please remember to use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, your overarching energy, trend or theme, you have the Hanged Man, right? So interesting, taking it easy this week, which I actually think is a good thing. There's a sense of rest and recuperation that comes in with this one. And remember, this is a card of reassessment. It is a card of reevaluation. It is a card of really going within to ask yourself, where maybe you're giving too much. Yes, absolutely. But also, it's a card of really checking in with yourself on that sort of deeper spiritual level. I don't know, I just get the sense that there's a resting, recuperating kind of vibe behind this week. So giving yourself more time for rest and recuperation. For your actions and options this week, you have the Magician card. For some of you, this is about pooling your spiritual power, which is lovely, right? In a lot of ways, this is you maybe reacquainting yourself with a gift, a powerful one at that, it looks like. Remember, whenever the Magician card shows up for you personally, you already are a person. Every single human being is powerful. It takes an immense amount of energy, determination and will to incarnate as a human being. It really, really does, which is why sometimes I scream in frustration at how stupid some people can be. Because it's like, if you knew the truth of all that you are and the way that you're using it is... Anyway, darling, shall we not? Okay. What I will say to you though is this Magician card suggests that this week you are tapping into or reacquainting yourself with some form of spiritual energy or gifting that you have previously put down. In a lot of ways, this is you not only finding your voice, but it's you utilizing your voice in a new way, in a way that feels more aligned to who you actually are at this moment in time. There's a strong sense of you, like for some of you this will be that you're writing the book. For some of you this is you launching yourself out into the world. I thought you were taking a rest and a recuperation, which is definitely a part of it, but actually it looks like what you're really doing is getting ready for that massive sort of strike or jump forward. I love this for you. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Eight of Cups. Especially with the Hanged Man, this suggests to me that this week there may be some tough conversations to be had. This will be you calling out a naysayer. This will be you maybe having words with somebody that, has said that they resonate with you, or, they agree with you, and then you find actually, but... I guess what I'm trying to say is this, right? People love that you don't take any shit until they try to give you some, quite frankly. And that's kind of how I see it. That's how I've experienced it myself. This week you could be putting that sort of in place, and it's like, you know what? One of the things that I've learned now that I'm 36 years of age, and I tell you what, rather than get into it with someone and have to explain or justify, fuck all of that. Eight of Cups, walk away, say nothing. You do, be, say, freak out, shout, kick, beat your chest. You do all of that on your own. I ain't getting into it with you. I'm really not interested. And I kind of feel like that's the way that this is driving for you guys this week. It's like, you know what? I'm not in that sphere with you, and I'm not going to get into that sphere with you. That's the Hanged Man in action, like funny, right? So that's the Hanged Man in action, right? Not doing, not getting into, refusing to. So it'll be an interesting one, and I do get the sense that someone may try to goad you this week, may try to get a rise out of you. what you do or don't do with it is up to you. You've got the Magician card there. With great power comes great responsibility. While you could utterly destroy somebody with your words this week, I'm not entirely sure it will give you what you would hope it would. So think twice about it. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, that are an employee, quite frankly, this could literally be the week where you say, you know what, I'm done with the day job, whatever that day job might be. Maybe this is that moment where you say, you know what, I've given it my best go, I've given it my best run, and now it's time. I know that feeling well. It's a scary one, but boy, in the long run, is it really, truly liberating. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, again, similar kind of energy, but one of the ways that this might differ for you guys specifically is maybe somebody's overestimated how much you care about something. And so, you know, in trying to get into it with you, they're like, you know, why don't you feel like this? It's like, because I don't. You know, I'm just not as attached to it as all of that, really. When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, it's the 8 of Cups. This, I kind of feel like for a lot of you that are not working or retired, this is you really getting into the understanding that whatever time I have left, it's down to me to make that time the best that it can possibly be. And if that means cutting some dead weight, then you know what, so be it. It's not going to be easy because there's a lot going on in the internal level this week, for sure. For your money and materials, you've got the 8 of Swords. So you've got 2 8s here. 2 8s represents the energy of new knowledge. If you are thinking about studying or gaining some sort of new qualification, or maybe there's something that you're trying to learn, a new skill of some sort, you're going to be doing this for a lot longer than you might have imagined, right? It's the 8 of Swords, which means you're going to be bound to this thing for a while. So just be sure that it is what you truly want to pick up. Now, that being said, you've got the 8 of Swords. When it comes to your money, your finances and your materials, if you're signing any form of financial contract this week, I would just be sure that you want this again. Just be sure that it's something that you want to be a part of for a while. The reason I say this is because it looks like it's going to be around for a while. The 8 of Swords is stuff usually that requires a longer term commitment. Now, for those of you entering into university degrees, master's degrees, etc., I really like this for you. But remember, there is going to be an aspect of you having to give some part of yourself away for a long time, right? That's going to have to be your main focus. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your 8 of Swords is your oh, come on, brain. Your 8 of Swords, again, your hands, fingers, wrists, and hands, fingers, wrists, and arms. So look after those this week. And one thing that I often say to people, because obviously all of that general area includes your lungs as well, if you can, this week would be a good week to start or increase your cardio to strengthen your cardiovascular system. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, so check in with that before, you know. And then when it comes to your home, it does look like, as much as you would like to be out enjoying something this week, I'm sorry, it looks like you are homebound for something. I don't know whether this is that you've got a deadline to meet, or there's something that requires your attention sporadically or spontaneously, but you are going to be kind of homebound for some reason. Be interesting to see why. For your love and relations, you've got the World card. Very, very interesting. This is a big spread, Saggies. There's a lot going on for you. So if you're looking to reach out to, create, or find your spiritual community or tribe, this would be a great week to do so. It does suggest, and I said this to a client not too long ago. The question was, you know, how do I build my tribe? And I said, well, how does it rain? One water molecule joins another and another until eventually they make an impact enough to cause it to rain. It's the same with building your tribe and your community. You know, find one other person, just one other person that you resonate with, that you can harmonize with, and then find a third and a fourth and right? It's a chain reaction. Sometimes it's not just bang, here we are legion. Sometimes it's slow and steady wins the race. And I've said to a lot of people recently, and this has been a message that's coming through, you know, on a regular recently, if you can't find your tribe, if there doesn't appear to be one anywhere near you, maybe you need to consider that it's because you're supposed to start that tribe. Now, rant over, sorry. For those of you that are single, yes, you could be meeting someone this week. I will say, Hanged Man, 8 of Cups, World card, this is likely to be somebody that's older and somebody that has very much detached from the world as we know it now. So this might be somebody that really doesn't have anything to prove and isn't interested in getting into any of that sort of stuff. It could be somebody that's very mature or very wise for their years, but is maybe a bit beyond their years as well, you know, like yeah, that's as much as I'll say on that. When it comes to those of you that are married or partnered or in relationships, I mean, this is nice, but you've got it with the 8 of Cups. This suggests that either you or your partner are traveling, and so you're spending time apart from each other this week. It does suggest as well that one of you, something is happening with your work or your job. So this is whether a job is ending, whether a job is, you know, one of you are leaving, one of you are traveling with work, and so therefore have to be away from the home. But I just feel like it strengthens the bond in a lot of ways. And, you know, it is the World card. So for some of you, this could be getting back to the honeymoon period as well. You know, there's just this re-solidifying or this re-cementing of a bond that you already have. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.